Morning and welcome to the Olympian Table from all the viewers out there. We want to thank you for tuning in. We're here every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central Time in good old US. Here in Houston, Texas. My name's Steve Williams. I'm one of the hosts of the Olympian Table. We want to hear your opinions, your views. Some of the views, whether we like your views or not, are actually quite funny. So we want to thank you for throwing your towel in, as it was. Anyway, James, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Can't complain. It's another Wednesday.
You living the dream?
Mid-month. I would guess so. Living a dream or a nightmare. Whatever, however you want to look at it. Perspective.
Or is that after the Powerball tonight?
Oh well, we'll see how that all goes. But
who won it last week? Was it 1.8 million?
1.3 billion.
1.3.
Someone
billion.
in
Maine.
Maine, yeah, exactly. And I don't know if Maine is a disclosure state, but I know not every state you have to.
Some states you have to disclose.
Yeah, some states you have to,
I wouldn't know about it.
Make it public, but I don't know. I'd go into hiding myself.
Yeah, most definitely. Colombia or something like that. Go share it with the cartels.
But anywho, we are here this morning to talk about, give our opinions on life and what's going on and all that good jazz. So we'll
and the agreements and the disagreements that me and James have.
Yeah,
all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to start with, since the holiday just passed, MLK Day on Monday, and I don't know if a lot of people even realize the significance of that holiday, but it was on Monday, which is the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, and he was able to do a lot for this country and for people that looked like him and it didn't look like him for as far as civil rights goes. So he was a pioneer. So what's been a little bit of a talk here recently is there was a monument or statue of sorts that was constructed in his honor that was unveiled. I guess it's called the Embrace. So there's a famous picture of when he got the Nobel Peace Prize where he kind of threw his arms around his wife, Coretta Scott King, and this statue or $10 million sculpture, that's what it's called, was supposed to be a depiction of that. Well, the problem with it was the angle that the picture was taken when they unveiled it. It was just a terrible angle. And of course, we all live in where we live, so everybody's mind went to the gutter, and people were saying that it looked like a giant phallic symbol, a penis, so to speak.
Well, they say that about they say that about black men.
Yeah. So, I looking at the picture side by side, if you put the full picture,
I think it's sad when people go to that.
Yeah.
Low.
So put the original picture up on the screen there.
Because I'd actually seen this, to be perfectly honest, and when I came in the studio this morning, and you mentioned this to me, I'm like, what's this?
Yeah.
But I looked at it on a different channel with a different photo, and I thought it was quite nice. I thought it was quite a nice.
Exactly. Looking at
I
it,
thought it was actually a nice photo, because on the channel that I looked at it on, it had Martin Luther King hugging his wife, and then it had the monument below. So it just had them two, and then it's shown. So obviously there was it made the statue more understandable.
Right. The picture gives it context for sure, because you look at it and you can see exactly what it was supposed to be. But of course, we live in this demented world, because that's the original picture. Now go to the sculpture, Everett. That's the sculpture. And from the angle where people were taking the pictures, they were saying all kinds of things. Oh, it looks like this. Now, it looks a little awkward there, But from the other side, that top piece is supposed to be his arm, and then of course she's embracing him. I get it. I get what he was done. I don't understand why we couldn't just have a real, the whole thing. But with the picture,
if you took it from the other side, what does it look like?
well, from the other side, I thought I put a link in there. Let me see the actual. What the heck? My mouse.
You see,
There you go.
that's the side that I had seen.
Yes.
On the on the other channel, and then go down. I think it's just sad that here we are as a country with somebody that was so influential.
Exactly.
In human rights.
That's my whole point.
And here we are talking how big his symbols are, or whatever you want to call
Well,
it.
and not so much just how big his was, but that's what you look at and grasp from the sculpture.
I mean, comedy. I don't know if that's so much.
I get it.
You could say that looks like something else. I mean, but the part that I looked at on on another channel, it looked nothing like that, and it wasn't so disrespectful.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I don't think, I think the editors of the papers should have put a bit more thought into that.
Now, $10 million to produce this thing. Now, they say it was from private donors, but it's a $65,000, 65-pound structure that cost $10 million to build. So, yeah, it's. I know it took some work. Definitely took some work to actually do that. But salute to Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. We appreciate all your work. Martin Luther King Jr., that is. Respect and may he rest in peace. Absolutely. All right. Moving on to more scandalous information. Let's talk about this Tennessee piece with these police officers, which you say you hadn't heard about, but it's been a scandal, supposedly, in the department in Laverne, Tennessee, where this young lady, who looks like the lady, the girl next door, quite frankly, if you get to the picture of her and her husband standing there, let's see if that'll come up. Well, that go back down. There you go. So that's the young lady there. She's looks like a regular everyday person. Normal. She's a police officer out. But this is Megan Hall. She was fired for engaging in relations with her coworkers, and apparently it was a rampant thing that everyone in the department was kind of aware of their goings on. Now, whether or not it was an open marriage or relationship that was taking place, but a lot of the activity was going on while they were on duty. That's why it's been a bit of a scandal, because quite frankly, we know that workplace romances take place all the time. They happen. When you work with somebody, you spend a lot of time with them, you fall in love, blah, blah, blah. But this is apparently, while they were out on patrol, a lot of these shenanigans were taking place. And, they've been terminated, either between terminated or suspended. But this young lady, who looks like just a regular cop, she was on the beat in a different way than what we expected, apparently. So that was unfortunate that
she was patrolling the streets.
She was patrolling something. Now, on that other link, Everett, there's a picture of her husband, who is the first one, who is actually he's not a police officer, but I think he works in like a park ranger or something. But that's them together. And he's standing by his wife. He says, hey, I support and I stand by her, which makes me think that possibly this was kind of an arrangement that they were aware of, and everybody else just kind of got on board.
Either that or she's very good.
Yeah. Everybody else just kind of jumped on the train and, got in with no pun intended, but they got moving with it as well. So, but yeah, man, there was I want to say 3 to 4 supervisors and another 3 patrol officers who were on the same level who were all terminated. And can't judge a book by its cover, I'll tell you that. But you look at her, she got that thigh tattoo though. You wouldn't think. You got to watch those innocent looking ones, if you ask me.
Are there any left out there?
Huh?
Are there any more left out there?
I don't know. I would assume so. But they just lost 6 cops on the Laverne, Tennessee police force. I will say that. So they might be hiring. Put your resume together. All right. Moving on. Do you know who Tony Dungy is?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, Tony Dungy is a Hall of Fame head football coach, coach of the Indianapolis Colts when Peyton Manning was there.
American football.
Huh? American football, yes. And Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. Now, the reason I pulled this article was because of the headline, which reads, Tony Dungy, and when someone you admire turns out to be a homophobe. All the accolades that Tony Dungy has had. He's a commentator now on, I think, Sunday Night Football. That he'll come on and talk with NBC, and he gives his opinion on the sport or whatever. I have never heard Tony Dungy in a microphone sit and say anything about LGBTQ affairs or anything along those lines. Never have, or even downplay it. But apparently someone did some digging and said that he supported, in some way, some group or some person at a church that was anti-LGBTQ or whatever, and labeled him as this homophobe because he supported. Now, I'll ask you this. If you go to, I know you like to go to Taco Bell. If let's say Taco Bell decided they didn't like dogs anymore, an executive, but you still went to Taco Bell, does that mean that you support the dislike of dogs?
Not really.
There's no relation between the two, right? I mean, so the fact that I went to this guy's church that has an opinion about a certain stance doesn't make me a homophobe. I think we have gotten to the part to where we give labels, whether it's racist, or a homophobe, or a misogynist, or sexist.
That's a general problem we've got with social media. I mean, everybody's got an opinion.
Well, of course.
Everybody's entitled to an opinion, but then it sort of just rolls out of local view. I mean, it just...
Well, you almost can't have an opinion about anything anymore, is what it seems. You can't say how you feel about something. You can't talk about anything or have a feeling.
The problem really is, if you think about it, it's like this. I'd never heard of this guy, Mr. Tony, and I do apologise. He'd love to invite you to the show. But basically, I think it'd be... it's a sort of disservice for him when he's been, with what he's done for the sport over the
Exactly. Years. That's my whole point. Why label him with that with all that he's done? Because he's never used his platform to talk against anyone. But because you went and found out, he went to Taco Bell and he bought some tacos, he hates dogs now. No, that's not what it is. But anywho, what you got on the list, man? Anything you got on there?
TMZ Miss Universe.
Miss Universe. Did you hear about the latest scandal on that?
No.
Oh, man.
Are they all bribey one another?
Well, first, Miss USA won.
Yeah.
There seems to be always some kind of scandal. Now, if you can play that video, just a little bit of the audio of that video. Started from the beginning and play a little bit of that one. I want Steven to hear this one. Just listen.
You got to take the volume off, haven't you?
It's on mute.
Okay.
It has been 70 years that Miss Universe organization ran by men. But now, time is up. It's the moment really for women to take the lead. Welcome to the new era of the global women's empowerment platform. Welcome to the Miss.
Anything you notice in that video?
Is she female?
So this, and I don't know how they exactly pronounce the name, so forgive me for anyone that knows this individual. But the name is Anne Jakrajatati or something along those lines. So Anne is the chief of JKN Global Group, and they own the Miss Universe pageant and the Miss USA pageant. Now, Anne is a trans woman, born a man. Okay.
What, this girl?
That, yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Born a man, right? Didn't do a whole lot of work on the voice, but anywho, that's not the issue. The issue is they own the pageant, the Miss Universe pageant, and the Miss USA pageant. So the idea behind it, and I didn't watch the pageant, but supposedly Miss Venezuela, who's a beautiful young lady, has about close to 1 million followers on social media, so on and so forth. She was the apparent leader in the competition throughout the night. Her dress, her speech, everything, gorgeous woman. But when it came down to the end, it was Miss Venezuela and Miss USA. Miss USA won. And they're saying, wait a minute, you own both competitions, and just so happened Miss USA won the competition, although she wasn't the best contestant that was put forth. There's always some kind of scandal or something when it comes to Miss Universe, it seems, even with the whole Steve Harvey thing, awarding it to the wrong lady. But this, I thought, was pretty controversial when it comes to, you own both of the competitions, and just so happened the one that you own, your representative actually won that one. I don't know. It just seems kind of sketchy to me. And of course, the Twitterverse was blowing up about it because she even looked, if you go right down below a little bit, Everett, in that video right there on Twitter, if you look at the Miss USA, which is the one not facing us, she almost looks surprised when they called her name that she won.
The new Miss Universe is
Yeah, and guess where the competition was held?
Wasn't mine.
New Orleans, in the USA. So I don't know. They were just kind of like,
home advantage.
Yeah, how convenient that she wins the pageant that they own, and it's in the USA. But anywho, that was that. Who is that? Oh yeah, that's the picture I think of Miss Venezuela in the red. Yeah, I think that's.
Was that some of the photos from the girls?
Yeah, that's some of them in there.
What outrageous
Gorgeous
photos.
ladies. Gorgeous
Yeah.
ladies.
Outrageous photos. Guess I'm going to-
All right, moving on. What we got?
Let's talk about this Houston activist call for arrest of armed Takira diner.
Now, I don't know, you may not have seen that either. But there's a gentleman that walked into a restaurant and there's a short video that we can play. The actual video is a little severe of it. I'll show it to you after the show, but what we're going to see here is going to be a more abridged version of it.
Is that where the robber walks into the restaurant?
He walked into the restaurant.
Yeah, and then the guy in there decides to take action.
Exactly. So apparently, it's number. Can you see it? Number 6. Yeah. So that is Quanell X. I'm sure you've heard that name before. They are basically protesting about the fact that this man went in.
Took place at this restaurant here in this parking lot a few days ago.
Fire the camera.
One, we are not condoning
Exactly. Why the heck would you do that?
the perpetrator who was robbing the restaurant. He was absolutely wrong for what he was doing, and he deserves
That's
to
why he
go
went
to
into
prison
the
for
shop at the
robbery
back
he
of
was
it.
committing.
I mean,
That's
wouldn't you
one.
think?
So when
Wouldn't
those
you have
perpetrators-
thought you could have got a better shop in the
You
back
would
view?
think.
He should not have been punished. He deserved to be punished. 2.
He just went in the wrong shop in the back.
He did.
He wanted to get some. He thought he was going into the other shop.
But we believe he went from being a law-abiding citizen to a lawbreaker. When he walked up on that young man was no longer a threat to him. You have a right to use deadly force just so long as the person is no longer a threat to you. When he walks up on that young man was no longer a threat, and according to the witnesses, the gun had slid to the left of the young man's body. He stood over the young man and shot him multiple times over and over again.
Okay, stop it, Avery. Now, the language that he's using, that young man, he didn't say the robber or the criminal. And this is a still shot of the guy that actually did the shooting. Guy on the right is the one that actually defended the people in there. But he was going to each table and saying, hey, give me your wallet, put your wallet out. And the guy pulled out his wallet, and once he got to the position to where he could use deadly force, he did. Now, I do think it was a bit of an overreach. Did you see the full video?
No.
Or not yet? Okay. So he did empty his weapon into this guy. And it was probably a little excessive in my opinion. But to treat this guy as if he is a victim, I don't know. Because he made a decision that day he was going to go in.
But Quanell
And
X
rob
is
people.
just there for all the big publicity.
Well, of course.
That's it. That's his type of story. He's just there for the publicity. Every now
He's
and
there.
then, he's there to defend the little guy, but sometimes the little guy is not on the right side of the law.
Well, my thing with it is I think if you choose to go into an institution or like a church or even a bank or in it, and you lose your life, you made that decision. That's the choice you made, because he didn't have any regard for the people that were in there trying to eat. No one went in there to get their tacos expecting they were going to get robbed at the taqueria. So I'm not one to disregard human life, but the choices that we
And
make come with consequences.
Don't they sort of tell you it when I went and did my gun training that, if you're going to take the shot, take the shot.
Take the shot.
Because if you don't take the shot and you just want to, like, say you think, oh, I'm going to wound their leg, then what happens is that bullet could go somebody else and hurt somebody else, and then you're liable for that shot.
Yep, you're exactly right. And the deal with it is, even in my class that I took years ago, it said, neutralize the threat, shoot until you can't shoot. And that guy definitely did that. But, it's unfortunate. He made his choice. He made his choice. But I thought it was interesting how they were almost kind of victimizing the guy that went in there, the suspect. This young man, this young man. Okay, yeah, he was a young man, but he made a decision that, unfortunately took his life. So don't rob people. Moral of the story, because you might get dead. All right, what we got? What do we got next? Well, you had one about a football game or something, huh? On the BBC?
Uh-huh.
Is that 7?
Yeah, let's just go into that. Where's my... I'm trying to find.
Is that it? This yours? I haven't seen this.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Close it down. Just go down a little bit. All right, hold on. Yeah, no. I've got to read it from the top. Parents at a high school of football players in Texas who needed medical attention because of a grueling team workout were horrified by their children's treatment. The students were forced to do nearly 400 push-ups without a water break, said Dr. Doji, parents of one of the students who had to go to hospital. Apparently a high percentage of the football team were asked to do 400 push-ups. And most of them ended up in a hospital. What's your feeling on that, James?
I don't know. I mean, this is 400 push-ups is almost impossible to do in one setting. That is, I can remember having to do, different exercises and things in school, but man, that's kind of the walk you walk when you're in team sports. I would imagine that this was probably some kind of discipline or something that took place, or they're getting ready for the next season, something along those lines to kind of get the kids conditioned. I'm not making excuses for it being excessive, but I guess it's all relative.
To me, it's I think it all depends at what stage of the training that 400. I mean,
Right.
is this the first time they've done 400 press-ups?
Probably not.
This is just, if I walk into a group of teenagers and say, okay, we're going to start today with 400 press-ups,
Right.
away you go. I don't expect that. You've got to work up to that. I mean, there's more. There's a mentality to coaching, and at the same time, I think it's important that coaches take responsibility for development of the players, and that's what a lot of coaches, the good coaches, understand that.
Right.
To develop future coaches with good habits, and so the higher they go up the chain, then the easier it is. I know it's just very, very difficult to, to be perfectly honest, to sort of get that so people understand. So what we got next, James?
Looks like we got
Some more. Just to
got some stuff on Elon, huh? That was your
It
Elon
is. Well,
Musk.
I'm having problems with my sheet, so
Elon Musk begins trial over Tesla tweet that cost him $20 million. I didn't even realize he was on trial.
yeah, he's in trial in a number of states. A lot of investors seem to be, because they feel they've been taken for a ride.
So which tweet was this that he got in trouble for saying something?
Yeah, if I can get on my Discord, you've got the sheet out there.
Yes,
Can you bring the sheet up? Yeah, I could just go down a little bit. No, that's the one. University of California, Berkeley, Toll Rotors. Have you got the one about the tweeted, funded, secured? Hold on. Must be trial over Tesla tweet. There you go, number 8. What was that one? Okay, go down. For some reason, I'm having problems bringing that up on my laptop. No, on one of them, he had the tweet that he actually made.
It was kind of misleading about the investors or something, huh?
Yeah. Go down. Hold on.
It's in that first section.
It is?
Yeah, right.
There was one that actually had the picture of the tweet.
Oh, okay.
Just hold on. Partners of Texas practice. Elon Musk. Oh, that's what it. No, no. Go to his fortune drops on the page. I think it's number 8.
Oh, on the Discord page.
To the Discord page.
Go to number 8 on the Discord page.
But they're starting to come at him from all
The
sides.
PDF form you got, just click on that number 8. Yeah, is that the one that's it?
That's literally number 8.
Okay, that's
Go down. Why can't I get my Discord up?
yeah. I don't see the tweet, but it does say on here that he had mentioned in the tweet that let's see what the words. It was kind of the way he phrased it. When he was going to be taking it private in 2008, he tweeted that he had funding secured
There you go.
to take the car maker private in what would be a $72 billion buyout. In a second tweet, he added that investor support was confirmed, and that deal was only waiting for the shareholders. Supposedly, that deal, nothing of the sort even
Nothing
took
happened.
place. Yeah.
And in the meantime, the share price of Tesla is
Tanked.
I've said on this channel, I've never wanted to do the Tesla split.
Right.
To me, that was a backward step.
Right.
But everybody thinks, wow, that's good. Don't worry, we'll continue Tesla. It'll split for 3. I'll get 3 for the price of 1.
Well, many people don't understand that. That doesn't make you more. It just floods the market with more shares.
Right. And if you flood more market with more shares, what happens to the price of the shares?
Goes down.
And that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, that people get greedy. It's the FOMO deal. But basically, he's got himself a bit of a trial going on in Florida. First of all, he's got a legal issue with the people that he fired from California.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he fired them illegally. And the second thing is, you know, I think he's got issues with Tesla. Some people are like, no, Tesla's in a good position. No, He's just started to take off $3,000 apparently to $30,000 off his cars. Now, do you honestly tell me that a company that's taking that much off a car does not have a problem with it, with somewhere in the supply chain or the car itself?
Man.
All of a sudden, they've got inventory.
Right.
For the first time. And personally, what worries me a little bit is I think he's a little bit on the arrogant side.
A little bit, you think?
And the issue becomes in when you've got somebody with that much money, if he hasn't got, and I've said this before on the program, if he hasn't got a good team around him who are giving him good information.
Not just yes men.
Right. Yes, he is a genius, okay? But I'm sorry, Elon, as a businessman, you're turning out to be a real jerk. Because he's made all this money from different engineering breakthroughs that he's done. But, you know, quite honestly, some of the businesses he's done haven't made any money. And I understand that because when you start a business, you lose money for a number of years. You know, but Tesla have been going long enough now where they should be making money. And I don't think the growth just through Tesla worldwide is going to be what people say it is, because there's more competitors coming into the market.
Yeah. I agree.
In Europe, I mean, you've got Volkswagen all over the place. You've got Peugeot. They're smaller cars. They're European brands. All they've got to do is basically retool a lot of the plants, you know, to do the electric cars. People go smaller distances. We haven't got the long distances.
You said
like
Peugeot's making one over there? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
And Volkswagen apparently have done one vehicle over here. It's called the IQ4. It's an electric vehicle, and they've started to release them over here as well. So there's a little bit more competition out there, and I don't think they've got to wait so long or that was at one point with Tesla. But we'll see what happens with Tesla. I have a problem getting
In the sheet. You only got a couple more here.
getting out the photo.
Actually, on
That's what my problem is. I'm problem getting out of the photo that I brought up.
Oh yeah, you might have to hit the back browser on it. Kind of hit over in the black margin area. If you click there, it won't do anything.
No.
I don't know. Well, we just got this one more bullet here. I think you put in for Lisa Marie Presley.
Yeah, we're just thinking of it this time. I've got to tell you, there's two, I think, of the biggest icons in the business, and I don't think there's anybody around them today to touch them, me personally. One was the Beatles, you know, and the second thing was, you know, Elvis Presley. I even listened to Elvis Presley and on a daily basis, to be perfectly honest. You know, just at night time, just relaxing or doing whatever I need to do, because he was just, you know, led an incredible life. And I think he was one, a bit like Elon Musk. You know, I don't know if you've read the sort of story, but, you know, they filled him up with drugs just so he could perform.
Yeah.
Put him under a lot of the press, and he was taking drugs to keep the weight off and doing everything else. And it's a shame, you know. And I think I think the Colonel was his agent. You know, he was taking all the money out the pot, and Lisa Marie, and you know, they saved, you know, the Presley empire, whatever you want to call it. They
right.
saved you know, they brought it from ruin, from bankruptcy or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just very, very sad news. Very, very sad news.
It is. And to say that Priscilla is still around, you know.
Mm-hmm. I've got to tell you something funny though, real strange.
Yeah.
I was watching a video, and because I watch Elvis most nights, automatically there was an interview with Elvis Presley, with Lisa Marie Presley, about the award that she was picking up 2 days before.
Mm-hmm.
And I even said to Carolyn at the time, I think it was a 60 Minutes interview or something, I said to Carolyn, she doesn't look well. She does not look well.
Yeah.
And Carolyn said, well, you know, how old is she? And I said, well, I don't know. But we went online on Mr. Google, you know, 54 years old.
Yeah.
But she did not look well. And it's so sad. And then a couple of days after, we found out
she was
had a heart
gone.
attack. Yeah. But anyway, with that being said, I guess that's it for another week, James.
Yeah, that's it, man. We are, of course, thankful for you guys joining us. Make sure you please like, share, and subscribe on this video. That's what helps the algorithm get us out there, seen by more people. If there's a topic that you want us to discuss or cover, please feel free to reach out to us. All the description information is down below in the video. We're here every Wednesday, 10 o'clock-ish, and we appreciate you guys joining us. Got information about real estate or mortgage? Reach out to us, don't hesitate, and be sure to join us tomorrow on the Texas Real Estate Show at noon.
Absolutely. So from Steve Williams over at Central Olympian and James Lee, see you next week, 10 a.m. If not, we'll see you on the Texas Real Estate Show tomorrow at noon. Thanks a bunch.
Take care.
Have a good day.